Samurai, back with another video, and I decided to make a video before I start my weekend, which my weekend is basically going to consist of taking a shower, hanging out in my pajamas, and listening to music, and maybe, just maybe, I plan on cleaning up the house a little bit this weekend. So, but at least I won't have to be at my job, so that's not such a bad thing, I guess. But I was going through some of my thoughts, and I think I finished working on my resume, and I just added some, different wording a little bit, and I just finished up my cover letter a little bit. And so I'm looking forward to getting the ball rolling on my job search. I didn't do a whole lot with my resume. I'm assuming most people know me by now, and I think that, what's been going on has been spread all over the place. I'm just eager to start my life over again, and I have to say that I'm emotionally drained because I keep fearing some of these employers need to understand that I don't care what people think about my sister Lisa, okay? To me, she's a stalker, and I am terrified of my family at this point. I don't care if they're sorry for what they've done. They have tormented me and ruined my life, so therefore they're stalkers, okay? But the state should recognize them as stalkers. Federal law should recognize them as stalkers. I do not want them in my life at all, okay? And these people, I don't want them at all, period, okay? So the chances of me ever seeing them again is never going to happen, okay? Because I'm disgusted by them, and I literally am disgusted by them. So I have no family, okay? I'm done with my family. I'm getting along with Piggy, okay? I'm fine with it. I mostly need my space and just need space, and I need time alone, and I'm eager to just be by myself at this point. I'm really looking forward to being able to move into a place and just be alone. I am looking at the cost, like I said, I am looking at the cost of apartments in Los Angeles, and it is very expensive. But I'm doing the best I can to come up with money, and whatever. That's not going to stop me from my job search. Okay, like I said, I will go and resort to something else. But one thing is for sure, I'm never going back home again. That's not going to happen. There is nothing for me there. The Antelope Valley is very barren. Not to say that there's anything here for me in Bakersfield either, but I'm here. Okay, at least I have a job, and man, something's wrong with my arm. I've been moving it, and it keeps getting stiff. It's been like that for about a month now. But anyway, just getting old, I guess. But there is nothing for me in Lancaster. And I don't care if my sister wants to set me up with a great job or she's got some business plan. I don't want any sort of association, affiliation, or anything with my family. And that's what bothers me when you get people from the outside who want to participate in your life and they want to get involved in family disputes. And it is a family dispute, okay? These people never had any right to be involved in the first place, okay? And I am extremely disappointed and disgusted by them, and I'm almost fearful of them, okay? Because I see that, I think my sister's deranged, okay? I think in that kind of behavior, to me, is something to be seriously feared. And I keep thinking that there's employers out there who just don't get it. I mean, look how long it took them to get this, okay? Now, clarification. I want to just go ahead and clarify. I am not responsible for anything that happened on Facebook. I am not interested in anything that's weird that goes on between Polly and Piggy. I really think it's disgusting, okay? I have nothing to do with that. I don't know anything about Steve Lyles other than me contacting him in 2008. I don't know anything else about him. Everything is dramatized and just blown way out of proportion. I have nothing to do with anybody at all, okay? For the last few years, since I left here in Bakersfield in 2007, through all that time, I was working over at Organized Sports, and then I came back here. I was going to work. I was coming home. I don't know what else to tell you people. I really don't. I'm not interested in getting married right now. I'm going through a lot right now. I've been going through stalking. I've been going through harassment. I've been losing my jobs unnecessarily, and I am just emotionally drained. There is nothing else to tell. There really isn't. And I just want to get on with my life, okay? So I'm feeling this fear because I have become fearful of job interviews. I become fearful, but I know that I can't stay here, okay? So it has really done a number on me. What irritates me is that I feel as though these people need to cough up money. I really do. I feel like I've been cheated seriously, I've been seriously cheated, okay? And then I've been I've been put into a situation where I'm forced to struggle even harder. But I mean, I can't stay here. I have to look for and do something that's going to improve my life. I have to, because this is not what I need in life, okay? So what do I need right now is I need peace. I need quiet. I need to be alone. I need to be alone. And I know that, like last night, I slept in my son's room for a little bit because my back was hurting. And I just really wanted to be by myself, okay? I just needed to be by myself. So I stayed in his room, and since his bed's available, and I'm just like, okay, cool. You know, mind you, it's a guy's room, so it's like, you know, whatever. But, you know, so I was just kind of hanging out there, and I was like, man, I really need to be by myself, okay? Right now, being around other people is just too disturbing. I mean, I know eventually I will want to go back and start socializing a little bit, but right now, that's just not the case, okay? I'm going through a lot. The very fact that my family put me in this situation, and the very fact that they thought they had a right to put me in this situation, I'm just absolutely devastated by these people. I don't want them in my life, okay? I will never step foot in Lancaster again, okay? I can't stand that community for the simple fact that it is barren. It's a very barren community, okay? And I would have to say that comparing the two between Bakersfield and Lancaster, there's more activity in Bakersfield than I would say in Lancaster, but since Bakersfield won't hire me, you know, I have to look other places, okay? So I need to find another job somewhere else, okay? So I need to be able to get moving, okay? So Lancaster, to me, has always been a difficult place. I would never be able to make a decent living there, okay? And the idea of living with my family is just never going to happen. I don't ever want, and I have a right to say no. I don't want them as my family. I'm disowning them. And I don't, like I said, I don't have to go through the court system to do that, okay? Whatever they thought of, and they're probably right. They probably knew that Piggy and Polly had this going on before I even did, okay? I had my suspicions, but I'm trying to figure out, because I know my sister didn't like him, but I couldn't quite figure out why. So I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe they did. And still, if they didn't like him for that reason, they could have told me about it, you know? Because I'm suspecting maybe their house, Polly's house, was probably under surveillance. I don't know what the heck was going on, but I'm starting to think that's what it is. I mean, I don't know. Or maybe they didn't like him because he wasn't making enough money. Or maybe he had issues with Houston when he was younger. I don't know what the deal is, okay? But whatever it is, this should have never gotten to the point that it did, okay? Domestic issues should have never, ever come into the workplace, okay? So, all this stuff on Facebook, my sister's drama, the very fact that my sister feels like she needs to be attached to me, it's disturbing, okay? And I'm terrified of it. So if and when I do find a job, I need to let my employer know. These people are stalkers, and I do not want them contacting me. They are not to have anything to do with me, period, okay? I'm done, okay? If she was to come to my door right now, I would burst into tears, and I would start locking every door in my house. I don't want this person. I am terrified of her. And so for the people who know my sister and associate with my sister, they're probably like, well, Maria, just calm down, just calm down. No. Okay? All of this is a result of her foolishness, okay? Her and maybe Polly and all these other people that have their hands in the mix, I want them out of my life, okay? So this is what employers need to understand. I want them out of my life, period. I don't care what they have to offer, okay? Because anything that they have to offer to me is associated with them. I want no association with them. I'm done, okay? Done. So I have to hang on to this shitty job and somehow figure out what I'm going to do. But I was sure if I get a job offer, I will be there, and I will be there on time, and it will not be an inconvenience to the employer. I will figure that out myself. But I am doing what I can to get a job and get on with my life, okay? I'm drained, and I'm tired, and I need to rest. And I can't help but over-obsess about this situation, because really, employers have a very hard time understanding things. Like I said, you know, look how long this has been taking me. And I didn't even do anything in the first place, okay? So once again, recap, I am guilty of nothing. I have done nothing. I didn't do anything, you know? So all of this is just some bullshit. I'm completely innocent. Get over it, okay? And I have not done anything. My sister's just jealous. She's always been jealous. And it's a catty girl issue that she's got, because she's insecure, okay? And then she feels like she has to compete against me. If anybody should be being blacklisted and being mistreated, it should be her, okay? I'm the one who's innocent. Go figure. That's another thing. I'm terrified of this simple-minded viewpoint that the majority of people seem to have displayed in all this. It's like, I'm not the one who should be getting treated like this. She's the one, if anybody should be getting treated this way. Polly should be ostracized because she's a child molester and she's disgusting. Okay, these are the people that should be getting attacked, not me. Okay, so something's wrong with people's ability to think. And I'm afraid of people because they just don't think clearly. They just don't. So anyway, I'm wrapping up this video. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.